I'd like to call to order. I'd like to call to order the Lower Macungie Township Board of Commissioners regular meeting for July 16th, 2026 at 6 p.m. Could you please join me for a pledge to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3, for the roll call, everyone expected to be present tonight is here. Item 4, agenda modifications, there are none this evening. Item 5.1, announcements and presentations. An executive session.
Melissa's not here.
Yeah, she's not expected to be here tonight.
Okay.
Item 5.1, an executive session was held after the June 22nd workshop to discuss pending litigation. Item 6.1, consideration to authorize the township manager to submit a request to PennDOT for pedestrian crossing signage on Spring Creek Road at Heritage Drive and to execute related documents.
Move to approve.
All right. Bruce, could you give us some info on this, please?
As discussed at the workshop in detail at Heritage Drive in the area of Spring Creek Road, there is an existing pedestrian crosswalk. We're requesting to PennDOT the ability to put the appropriate signage for the crosswalk and the advance warning to improve that area.
All right, thank you. I have a motion to approve by Commissioner Maury. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have 2 seconds. Commissioner Rafis made the whole shot. We got it. Do I have any comments from the board?
I have one comment. So on this, obviously, I'm completely fine with this proposal. There are a few other mid-block crosswalks that after we talked about this at the workshop, I realized there are a few others. Can we look at some of those as well? I know there's one on Indian Creek near Sauerkraut. I believe there's one on Spring Creek, another one on Spring. I think there's another mid-block one. But just to look to see that they have the necessary notifications just to help residents and drivers know that there's a crosswalk coming up.
We'll review those on the public works side. Also, we might want to make a recommendation at some point, the crosswalk on Willow above Wawa, now that development happened and brought everything to the corner. It's kind of mid-block and could probably be removed, so we'll review internally.
I mean, I know PennDOT's they'd always prefer a corner one, but sometimes, like for example, like this, it's using part of an intersection, but because of the movements that are there, it ends up being mid-block, and it's not perfect, but if we can do more to make it a little safer.
Okay, thank you. Any comments from the audience? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor state so by saying aye. Aye. Motion passed. Consideration passed. Item 6.2. Resolution 2026-27, approving an agreement with InfraDapt for IT services. Bruce.
Thank you, Commissioners. You have before you that IT services agreement. As discussed at the workshop, this is with our current IT provider. Just for some updates, we've been able to work with InfraDapt to change that to a 40-month agreement. That will run for the end of the actual year instead of renewing on a 48 and having that renew mid-budget cycle. They were willing to accommodate at the same component price, $8,469.06 per month. Just for the current part, we're around $6,300 with our current service agreement.
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve by Commissioner Robert. Do I have a second?
Second that.
I have a second by Commissioner Barrett. Do I have any comments or questions from the board? Any comments or questions from the audience? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor state so by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. 6.3, Resolution 2026-28, approving a DCED multimodal grant for ADA ramps. Bruce.
As Mr. Jones reported at the workshop, the township continues to seek grant funding opportunities. This one is for a multimodal project for those accessible ramps at various locations throughout 4 neighborhoods. The grant request is a little over $1.1 million. The township would have a 30% match, so approximately $350,000 at some point in the future when we were ready to work on the project. This is for the 27, 28 type performance years. This resolution allows the township manager and staff to execute all documents and is the document that the state uses to know that the board has recognized that the grant is being submitted.
All right, thank you. Any comments from the board?
Move to approve.
Any comments from the audience? I have a motion to approve by Commissioner Robert. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second by Commissioner Rafis. Having no more questions, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor state so by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. 6.4, Resolution 2026-29, authorizing budget appropriation and contract for purchase of used vehicle from Hanover Township. Bruce.
Thank you, commissioners and the public. So during our fleet planning analysis and review, we noticed the potential for the addition of an additional admin / code / recreation staff vehicle. In our 2027 future plan, we were going to request to the board the purchase of a new vehicle for that department of the same make and kind. But as we were researching and disposing of assets, we noticed that one of our neighbor municipalities in Hanover Township, Lehigh County, was disposing of a 2023 Ford Explorer. They had a reserve price of $30,000. The vehicle has just over 3,700 miles on it, being fairly new. The Public Works Director, Mr. Tranguch, did go and review that asset. It's our recommendation to the board that we consider this purchase now, saving some future dollars from the 2027 budget for a vehicle that we feel would accommodate our needs and get useful life. So with that, the board would be considering allowing us to purchase that vehicle, complete all paperwork. Also, I would note, though, since that wasn't in the 2026 budget, you're allowing the transfer of general fund balance to the capital projects fund in the amount not to exceed $35,000 to complete that purchase. We have plenty right now of fund balance, I believe, at this point in the year to cover this cost. So I believe that we're financially okay and in a sound position for consideration.
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
I have a second. Do I have any commissioner comments? Just one comment. This was not in our budget this year, but we're taking advantage of a good deal that we can get. And I don't think the automobile prices are going to go down next year. So I believe this is a good move. Any other comments from the board? Any comments from the audience? Having no more questions, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor state so by saying aye. Aye. Motion passed. 6.5. Consideration to approve the street vacation report and agreement for Locust Lane and authorize the township manager to execute same and transmit it to the other parties to sign. Mark.
Thank you, President Beitler. As you may recall, we had a hearing on June 18th to vacate a portion of right-of-way on Locust Lane in connection with the Spring Creek development. And after that hearing, the obligation under the state statute is to prepare a report that gets filed with the county. This is that report. The report is a combination of the report and an agreement because the abutting property owners are accepting the right-of-way back and they're in agreement with that. So this is the report that we're asking be authorized to be signed on behalf of the township, and then we would send it to the two abutting owners to sign, record with the county, and then allow the necessary periods to expire before we can adopt the ordinance to vacate the road.
All right, thank you.
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve by Commissioner Robert. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second. Is there any comments or questions from the board? Any comments and questions from the audience? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor state so by saying aye. Aye. Motion passed. Item 7. Public comment on non-agenda topics. All right, there's a quiet public tonight. Item 8, communication. Bruce.
Thank you, Commissioners. We just had one item from the RCN cable company. They've been acquired or have some form of holding company now, which is retaining them. So they provided us notice of this new conglomerate.
All right. Let me see where I'm at. Item 9, appointments to various boards, committees, and commissions. There are none this evening. Item 10, approval of minutes of previous meetings.
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve the June 18th, 2026 meeting. Do I have a second?
I have a second.
I have a second. Any commissioner or public comments?
I have a comment.
Yes, sir.
I think it lists you as present, but I don't think you were present last meeting. Didn't I run the meeting last meeting? Or was that the
Workshop, I think.
That was the workshop.
ran the
That's what it
workshop,
was. That's
yeah.
what it was. Okay.
All right.
Losing track of my dates.
Oh, me too. Me too. All right, I have a motion. I have a second. Any commissioner comments? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor state so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Minutes approved. Item 11, approval of transfers, bill list, and payroll. Bruce.
Thank you. We have the following for your consideration. The general fund, $530,274.58. The solid waste fund, $412,916.64. The sewer fund, $10,334.18. The capital projects fund, $193,321.62. The open space maintenance fund, $27,002.25. The liquid fuels fund, $233,043.82. The payroll, $422,772.39. The developer escrow fund, $100,744.60. Total of all funds, $1,930,410.08.
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve the bill list of July 16th, 2026. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Any commissioner or public comments? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor state so by saying aye.
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 Bill list approved. Item 12, departmental matters and reports. Do I have any departmental director updates this evening?
Yep. Yeah. Thank you, President Beitler. I'll keep it brief. I'll have a more enthralling report for the workshop. But I did want to let the board know that the Schenkel 4-lot subdivision plan, as well as the conservation easement agreement, was recorded last Friday. This plan essentially conserved 2 tracts of land consisting of approximately 77 acres at 7624 Mountain Road, as well as 17 acres at 7627 Mountain Road. This conservation easement area possesses many of the significant natural and scenic resources of great importance to the owner, the residents of Lower Macungie Township, as well as all people of the Commonwealth, and will benefit the public by protecting land and natural habitat from development, creating protected green space, which will reduce the overall intensive use and any associated negative impacts. The language in the agreement also included providing a trail easement on the conserved property for use at a future time when any other connections could be made upon acquirement of other properties there on the South Mountain. So that our residents and visitors can enjoy the natural habitat there on the South Mountain. So I'd specifically like to thank the owner, Mr. Herb Schenkel, for his commitment to preserving the natural landscape of the South Mountain and his generosity for working with the township on this conservation easement. I'd also like to thank our staff and consultants for their work on all these aspects of the project, especially Nate. He shepherded this through the process since 2023. And I'd also like to last but not least, thank the board for their support on this project, and then any other future projects where we can work with our residents to ensure we continue to achieve these big wins for the township and our residents. So,
And Vince, I already know the answer on this, but what was the amount that we spent on that property?
for the conservation easement, $1.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that was
Even bigger,
a great win.
even
yes.
bigger win. So that's all I have for my report, but happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Vince? Hey, just one comment. I'd like to thank all persons involved also.
Yeah.
This was a good show of a good citizen.
Absolutely.
All right, moving on. Engineering. 12.2.1, Resolution 2026-30, approving a security release for the Woodmont Phase 2 land development. Brian.
Thank you, Mr. President. We're recommending the release of $164,130 from the account, and that will leave a balance of $108,389.18. Project's moving along, and looking through what's left, it's mostly landscaping and a little bit of decorative stamped paving. So I would expect that they'll be looking to wrap up pretty soon. But
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Have any comments or questions from the board or the audience? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor state so by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passed. All right, Brian, 12.2.2, Engineers Project Status Report.
yes, thank you. I brought the monthly report with me tonight. I was a little behind the curve in getting it to Renee so she could have it in the packet, but I wanted to make sure you guys had it tonight, hard copy. Obviously, as always, if you have any questions about the items that are in it, shoot me an email, give me a call. I'd be happy to discuss it. The other thing that I wanted to mention, and I don't want to step on Bruce's toes, I know that the Kratzer Fishing Pier has been a cause of a bit of frustration because it's taken a bit. There were some issues that the contractor dealt with and appropriately dealt with at no cost to the township. It's a design-build contract. So even with the delays, it didn't cost the township anything extra to get this done. And I was informed, there were a couple of emails that floated out today. We got a letter from the structural engineer certifying that the piers that are there have passed all the tests, and they are in the process of scheduling when finalizing the construction of the pier is going to be done. I was told that all of the materials that they need to do this are already on site. It's just a matter of basically assembling everything. There's basically the decking, the railings. They have to finish pave the walking path, and then maybe do a little bit of seeding or something. But even with the delays, it's finally at the point where we can see the finish line. So just wanted to, I know that there have been concerns, and like I said, I didn't want to step on Bruce's toes, but that's the report that I got today. So I think we're in good shape, even if it did take a little bit longer than we would have preferred. And in discussing it with the contractor, he told us, like, absolutely, I want to get this done. So he's not going to be just lingering, and pushing it into September. I would expect, I don't want to predict because, it's going to be weather dependent as well. But I would expect that we'll have something finished early August, mid-August, hopefully. So that's where, and we will keep pushing. Brian Cisak has been on this and has been calling them, every couple of days to push for progress and reporting back to us. So all things are finally moving forward and will be complete soon.
All right. Any questions for Engineer McAdam? I have one comment. The Kratzer Farm project, the stage it's at now, in my opinion, it looks like a very good job they did. I mean, there was a lot of work done with elevations there for that walking path, and I know the binder's only down. They're going to put the top coat on, but they seeded and fenced it off and protected it. And again, the last time I said this, I got in trouble because the bridge was not going well after I said it looked really good. But the walking path does look like it's a pretty good job.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I have been told that this contractor's, even with the pier issues, this is the first time he's installed a pier like this. And the manufacturer has been instrumental in trying to iron out all the structural issues. And so I was told that apart from the pier being frustrating, all of the rest of the work is in their wheelhouse. And I was told that they did a really good job, and we expect that it's going to look great when it's completely done. So I'm glad to hear that you're happy with it. And again, not too much longer.
Yep, and again, the pier's not done, but everything up to the pier looks good to me.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, any questions for Brian? None? 12.3, solicitor, Mark.
Aside from the report that you approved earlier, and I believe we're going to have an executive after the meeting, I'll be able to report on some pending litigation, just a status update on that. I have nothing else to report tonight.
All right, thank you. Any questions for the solicitor? 12.4, township manager, Manager Beidel.
Just an update that the Recreation July issue newsletter will be hitting mailboxes soon. And as Solicitor Fisher updated, if the board's available, maybe a quick executive on my end as well for some personnel updates and potential land acquisition topics. That's all I have unless there's questions. We'll have a more detailed report at the July workshop.
Okay, thank you, Bruce. Any questions for the manager? Seeing none. Item 13, other business. There is no unfinished business to attend to this evening. Item 14, Board of Commissioners reports. The next board workshop is July 27th, 2026 at 6 p.m. The next regular board meeting is August 6th, 2026 at 6 p.m. Item 15, executive session. As mentioned, there will be an executive session after tonight's meeting to discuss litigation, land acquisition, and personnel. It is 6:26. This meeting is adjourned.